It's Debbie Potts, and we are talking today to Dr. Tom O'Brien on the inflammation equation. Stay tuned to learn more about this upcoming docu-series.
Welcome to the Low Carb Athlete Podcast, where we focus on discussing topics to help you burn fat, optimize health, and improve performance in life and sports. Transform the whole you from the inside out with the holistic method. Let's dive in. Here's your host, Debbie Potts.
Hey guys, it's Debbie, and I just wanted to give you a quick little message from one of our sponsors, Element. It's spelled LMNT, but pronounced Element. If you haven't heard about this, Element is a tasty electrolyte drink mix with everything you need and nothing you don't. That means there's a lot of salt with no sugar, and it's formulated to help anyone with their electrolyte needs and is perfectly suited for those doing a keto, low carb, or paleo diet. And I think this is great for athletes, especially in the summertime and when you're training in warmer climates. Element contains a science-backed electrolyte ratio of 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. None of the junk, no sugar, no coloring, no artificial ingredients, no gluten, no fillers. That's it. I like the unsweetened one because the other flavors do have a little stevia, but stevia doesn't do well in my body. So I prefer the unsweetened Element. And I like the packets because I can throw them in my bike bag when I go on a long bike ride or when traveling. And I can just dump a packet in my water and it keeps me so much more hydrated. Because remember, we don't sweat out water, we sweat out minerals. So check it out. You've got a nice little gift from them if you use our discount code Drink Element. I'll put the link in the show notes. But using the code Low Carb Athlete, you get a free gift with purchase. You get a free Element sample pack with any order when you order with Low Carb Athlete on our special URL code. So support the podcast, support Element. It's backed by science and we love what they're doing. So try it out. If you do not know who Dr. Tom O'Brien is, well, you may have not been listening to podcasts as long as I have. I started learning from Dr. Tom when I first started getting into podcasts, listening to Sean Croxton. Do you remember Underground Wellness podcast? And then it got to be podcasts on audio, iTunes, and all the other options. And Dr. Tom did one of the first, I think it was called the Gluten Summit. We talked a little bit about that in the show today. But I've read a lot of his books, and he's spoken at my nutritional therapy practitioner conference when we used to have conferences, and our FDN practitioner conference. And I always love listening to him because I can learn so much all the time. Dr. Tom is an internationally recognized speaker focused on food sensitivities, environmental toxins, and the development of autoimmune disease. Dr. Tom is considered a Sherlock Holmes for chronic disease and holds teaching positions with the Institute of Functional Medicine and the National University of Health Sciences. He's the author of books I've read a few times, You Can Fix Your Brain and The Autoimmune Fix. But now he has this upcoming docu-series I wanted to talk to him about. So I'm thankful, grateful we have him on the show to talk about the inflammation equation. So enjoy the show and make sure you get his books and watch this inflammation equation docu-series because he teaches us so much because he uses simple language and analogies we can get and figure it out. So let me know your thoughts and how you enjoyed this conversation today. Talk soon. Hey, my fellow aging endurance athletes, just a reminder, if you like what you listened to today, make sure to share this episode with your community. Head to debbiepotts.net to set up a free discovery call to learn more about my personalized coaching programs especially if you are on a mission as myself to improve the aging process and start training to be my best self when I am 80, 90 years old. So I am on a mission to live my best life and be my best self the second half of my life. So if you're on the same mission as me, head over to my website and YouTube channel to learn more ways to improve the whole you from the inside out with the holistic method. Hey guys, before you go, I just wanted to read some information from the inflammation equation website. So if you head to theinflammationequation.com, you can see the countdown for the event, and you can sign up for the Inflammation Equation 7-part docuseries. And you can use our podcast name, Low Carb Athlete or Low Carb, to get in and let us know that you heard it from us. But I think it's just such a great conversation to have with people just talking about inflammation. And this docuseries, one of the examples on the website talks about, is inflammation good or is it bad for you? The answer is both. And they say, without our defense system, the immune system, and without the results of its activation, inflammation, we could not survive 48 hours. In this first episode that they share on the website, they break down the complexities of the information and make it understandable. As you heard today, Dr. Tom is one of my favorites to understand what he's talking about and brings it down to make sense with these great analogies. Every person will be able to understand the importance of inflammation for themselves and their families and be introduced to the initial basics of supporting your immune system. So they'll talk about how to unravel the mystery of inflammation, explore the complex role inflammation plays in the body, the balancing defense system, and potential health risks, personal triumphs over chronic inflammation, being inspired by compelling personal stories that highlight the journey of suffering to wellness, and disease and inflammation, making the connection between disease and inflammation, how you can discover the critical link between chronic inflammation and the range of serious health conditions, which is a main reason I want to bring this topic up more often, especially as I work with a lot of athletes doing their functional lab testing and assessments and investigating what's going on from the inside out for people that have no symptoms, or maybe they have symptoms, they're just health optimizers. And a lot of times I'm seeing a lot of chronic inflammation. And you might think you're fit on the outside, but you're not so healthy on the inside. And that's my goal here on this show, to really focus on how we can improve the aging process as fit and active individuals, but let's strive to be fit and healthy from the inside out. And you don't know what you don't know. So we want to test and not guess. Also because we can't manage what we don't measure. So having some baseline data as functional lab testing and metabolic tests, get retested every 6 months if you can. Don't wait for an annual checkup with your doctor who will just say, oh, you're normal. Just ignore those symptoms. And another approach is taking a pill for symptoms, even a supplement for a symptom, not dealing with the why. Why is that going on? What's creating that inflammation? So hopefully this inflammation equation will help give you some more insight and made me want to be curious about how you can be a health optimizer and investigate. Don't wait until you have symptoms. Don't wait until you're struggling with gut issues. We want to take action now, right? Hopefully you feel that way. So they're also going to provide empowering holistic health strategies so we can learn effective, proactive strategies to manage and to prevent inflammation for optimal health and well-being. And that's in alignment with what my mission is here with the podcast, my blog, and YouTube channel, and how I work with my clients. I want you to gain insight of what's going on from the inside out in your health and learn the tools, how you can live your best life and feel your best, move your best, and thrive, right? So we want to improve our vitality. So check it out, inflammationequation.com, and sign up for the event. And I definitely will. I sign up for summits all the time and don't ever watch them. But this one I will watch because it's, I think he said 1 episode a day. So that's a little more appealing than having 10 different seminars every day and it gets overwhelming. And then, you know, what happens when you get too much information overload and too much options? We just don't do any of it. So less is more is always my philosophy. So hopefully you'll enjoy, and then we can have a podcast and talk about what we all learned about from this docuseries afterwards. So let me know what you learned and what's your favorite part from each episode when it starts. Thanks. Chat soon.
Thanks for listening to the Low Carb Athlete Podcast. If you have any questions, feedback, or topic suggestions, let us know on Facebook or at debbiepotts.net. You can help us continue and grow by leaving a review on iTunes. Thanks again, and see you next time.